Hello everyone, my name is Robert Schaller. Welcome to MAT 0018. This is a first 8-week online course for pre-algebra. When you signed up for this course, you also signed up for a MAT 0018L, a lab component. Don't worry about the lab component. I've combined everything into just the one course. So you should see when you log onto your Canvas this MAT 0018 course. This is your CRN number 20702. That's the first 8-week course. So if you click on that course, it'll take you to the main page, and the main page will basically guide you through the course. The first thing you should be doing is watching this video. This is your course orientation video. If you don't see any of these pop up, you can expand them just by clicking on that title there. And then you should see these different subfolders. The MyMathLab orientation will be some separate videos that guide you through how to work the MyMathLab software. The syllabus can be found here, a real quick syllabus quiz, and then just a weekly breakdown of procedures. So I want to make this video just kind of short. I don't want to make it too lengthy. I want to hit up a couple key points on the syllabus and then just kind of guide you through the important aspects like how grading is done and what your weekly procedures are and what the due dates are. So if you go into this course orientation, you should be watching this video. So you check that off. After you watch this video, I recommend that you either do the syllabus quiz after reading the syllabus, or if you want to watch the MyMathLab videos first and then do the syllabus quiz, that's fine too. But after you're done with this video, the next videos to watch will be the MyMathLab stuff. I'll go into really great detail about how to use the MyMathLab software. So real quick, I don't want to read through the whole syllabus because I think that's a little tedious. You can read it at your leisure, but the syllabus will always be there so you can have that for reference. So I just want to hit some really key points. Now, this says my office is Building 27, Room 108. That's the adjunct office in the math building on the Bradenton campus. I am currently in Pensacola. I am a graduate student in Pensacola. I will be graduating this semester with my master's degree. And then returning back this summer to teach more courses on SCF's Bradenton campus. So you won't physically find me here. This is also the phone number for the main office on the Bradenton campus, but the secretary can relay a message to me. The best way to get to me is my email, and it is schaller1@scf.edu. There's no C in Schaller, and there is a 1 on my email, so make sure you're spelling it correctly. The best way to get in touch with me is email me. I usually return emails, within, say, like 24 to 48 hours. That's usually check my email at least once a day, so I should be able to get back to you pretty quickly. Basically, course description just talks about like what we're going to cover as far as material. The lab required you're already signed up for. You don't have to do anything else with the lab. It's all built into this course. The textbook that you don't need to buy a physical textbook. What you need to buy is the MyMathLab instructional software, which again, there's a separate video on how to purchase MyMathLab and how to sign up for it and how to work through all those problems. But once you purchase that, you can either purchase it in the bookstore with financial aid, or you can purchase it directly on their website, and I'll show you how to purchase it directly on their website in the other video. What you do need, this is the first most important thing of this course. So jot this down or reference back to the syllabus later if you need this. But you'll need a code when you go onto the MyMathLab website to put you into my course. And the code that you need for this course is Schaller61084. That code will put you specifically in my course on MyMathLab. So you're going to need that. And it's all lowercase, no spaces, just my last name, and then these five specific digits. So remember that for later. Materials, the only thing you need as far as materials are a basic calculator. For the first half of the course, we expect you to do everything by hand. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, with decimals and fractions. We want to teach you how to do that stuff by hand first so you understand the process. And then later on in the course, you can use a calculator. Please note that the final exam is going to be split into 2 parts. The first part will be without a calculator, where you have to show us you know how to do it by hand. And the second part, you will be allowed to use a calculator. Typically, problems on the non-calculator portion, the numbers are small. You just want to make sure you understand the concept of how to do it. And then on the calculator portion, numbers still aren't big, but has things like percents and decimals and approximations, where a calculator just comes in really handy. So don't be scared about the fact that there's two different parts. It's still just the regular sized exam. You just kind of split it in half. Optional materials, there's a solutions manual. You don't have to buy it separately. It actually comes with the MyMathLab software. I'll show you how to get to that. Because the MyMathLab software comes with a lot of good stuff. Textbook, solutions manual, videos that you can access. So again, in the MyMathLab videos, we'll talk more about that. So next, really important thing. This is another thing you want to jot down. If you're someone who has a full-time job or has kids to take care of, this is an online course, but you do have to show up to either a testing center or you have to show up on campus on these two specific date and times to take the midterm and the final exam. So we provide you on Monday, February 5th, let me just get that out of there, from 8 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. It's a midterm exam, and that will be in Building 27, Room 123 on the Bradenton campus. And then there is also a final exam on Monday, February 26th. That'll be from 8 to 10 a.m., so you get the full 2 hours. Again, the final exam's in 2 parts, so you got some extra time. Again, in Room 123, Building 27 on the Bradenton campus. So save those dates and times. Those dates and times we provide for you to just show up and take the exams. Free of charge. Again, you just come into the classroom, a proctor will be there, hand you the exam, you take the exam, and you leave. If you cannot make those specific dates or times, then you can take the test at a later time in the testing center. There's a testing center on the Bradenton campus. There's a testing center on the Venice SCF campus. Also, if you're out of town or in a different state, I've had students in different states, that's totally fine as well. You just have to do a little bit of searching to find a testing center near you. Typical testing centers include other local colleges or universities. Sometimes there are private tutoring centers that will proctor the test for you. Even libraries often will proctor the exam for you. You just have to kind of walk in and talk to someone there and see if they have the facilities to proctor an exam for you. Sometimes these places charge, especially if it's like a private tutoring center. They may charge you a small fee depending on how long the exam is. Might be like an hourly rate. I don't really want to give you a number because some of them are high, some of them are low. But if you take it in the testing center on our campus, either Bradenton or at Venice campus, it is definitely free. We provide that for our students. So again, if you can't make that specific day and time for the midterm, don't drop the class. We'll work around it. I will send you another email that has a lot more detail on how to go about finding a testing center, or if you need to register for a different time, we'll give you the links to SCF's website where you can go and register for different times and do makeup exams. So I'll send a separate email that has a lot of detail on how to actually go about that if you need to go about that. Grading, of course, it's nice to know how you're going to get your grade. The grade is going to mostly be from the midterm and the final exam. Each one will be 30% of your grade. That's 60% just from the 2 exams. The other 40% is from the MyMathLab. I wanted to make the MyMathLab a big chunk because the way I have MyMathLab set up for you guys is you'll have an unlimited number of attempts to work the problems. So as long as you're getting them done by the due date, you should be getting hundreds on all your MyMathLabs. Again, if you work through a problem and get it wrong, you just simply click the button that says retry, and you can work through it again, and you can work through it as many times as you need to until you get it right. Again, I don't want you working a problem, 100 times before you get it right. Work it a couple times, and then there are other resources, things that will walk you through examples, or you can email me and I can help you through it. But again, everyone should be getting 100 or at least really close to 100 on the MyMathLab, so that should be a good big chunk of your grade. As far as letter grades go, we don't do pluses or minuses at SCF, so I just kind of stuck to the standard scale. So 90 or higher is an A, 80 or higher, or 80 to 89 is a B, I should say. So basic standard scale. Note that for our entire college and for the math department, this is their policy, not mine, but I do like the policy, so I do have to follow it, and I do enjoy following it. You have to get a 70% or higher in order to pass the course. So you do need a 70 or higher to pass the course. So a D is not technically passing. If you go back to the final exam, there's one key thing about the final exam, and that is that you have to pass the final exam in order to pass the course. So if you're going into the final exam with an A, but you don't pass the final exam, meaning you get less than a 70, then technically you cannot pass the course. So keep that in mind. That's another really important thing. Attendance, since this is online, you kind of attend at your leisure, but just make sure there are weekly due dates. So the MyMathLabs and stuff are due at the end of the week, so make sure you're adhering to those. Everyone should have access to Canvas. Again, email. Please use your student email. Don't email me with your Gmail or anything other like that. I can only respond about the school with your student email. I can't respond through your Gmail or anything like that about student. There's a whole privacy act that I have to follow. So I know it's you if you use your student email. If you use a Gmail account, I'm not sure that's you, and I can't really share any information with that other email. The weekly procedure, again, just kind of breaks down. Thumb through the textbook. Some students often jump straight to the videos, which is fine. The author of the textbook, Elaine Martin Gay, she has lecture videos for every chapter, every section. It's a nice video. She's in front of a whiteboard and she's working through all the concepts. Nice thing about that is you can pause, rewind, rewatch at your leisure. But you do lose the ability to sort of raise a hand and ask a question, which is really beneficial to, for everyone that's in a typical face-to-face classroom. You get to interact with the teacher. Here, you don't have that interaction. So please email me if you do have questions. That'll be the way that we interact. But don't just email me and say, I haven't started working anything yet. Teach me how to do it. I can't do that for all 30 students in the class. That's, if all 30 of you show up to one class, then I can teach all 30 of you. But if I get 30 different emails and have to explain it 30 different times, the system breaks down that way. And that's what the videos are for. The videos are for, to get you through the bulk of the concept, and then go ahead and try and start working through the problems. And then if you find yourself getting stuck, you can either go back to the videos, or you can start emailing me and saying, okay, this, I was able to do the first 4 problems, but this one just stumps me. Then I can help walk you through that problem. Electronics policy, withdrawal policy, this is all kind of just, standard stuff. Please read through it. Make sure there's nothing funky in there. Contact the Disability Resource Center if you need to go through them for anything. Other than that, pretty much, some tips for success, and then at the end, there's a weekly breakdown. But this weekly breakdown can also be found just basically on the home page. So if we go back to the home page, the next thing after you read through the syllabus is a quick syllabus quiz. Now, you only have to take the syllabus quiz just in order to verify attendance. So it's not for a grade. You can actually take it, again, an unlimited number of times. But the syllabus quiz is just a way that I can verify that you've watched the orientation and you understand the basics of the syllabus. It's only 4 questions, and again, no time limit. You can attempt it an unlimited number of times. So make sure you do that by the end of the first week, because that is what I use to verify attendance. Since this is an online course, you have to complete an assignment that isn't standard homework, but you have to complete one separate assignment during the first week in order for me to verify attendance. And that's for financial aid purposes and all that good stuff. So make sure you do that syllabus quiz. Other than that, as you look through all the week-to-week schedules, you'll notice these things will unlock as the course goes on during a weekly basis. And if you click on the week 1, there's not a lot there. It just tells you what you need to do in MyMathLab. So week by week by week, it just tells you what you need to do in MyMathLab. And you can even click this next button and scroll through the weeks. And you'll see that as you scroll through the weeks, you just start moving through the chapters. Some of the chapters we get into, some of the sections, or some of the chapters are shorter, some are longer. This chapter 3 is kind of short. There was 2 sections last week and 2 sections this week. But then about halfway through the course, when you get to week 4, you'll notice that week 4 it talks a little bit about the study guide for the midterm. I posted a link right there for the midterm study guide that you can click on. It'll take you right to it. So there's a study guide for the midterm that you can practice. I made that study guide, and it sticks to how the midterm looks and feels. You can practice with that. And then Also, make sure that you're finishing all your homework along the way. So even after you do the midterm, you're still going to have to have some assignments that need to be completed. So don't get halfway through the course, take the midterm, and then say, okay, now I can take a week off. You still need to keep on trucking through and completing some of the assignments. So again, all that stuff's just kind of laid out there. But in the next couple videos, in the MyMathLab orientation, that will walk you through the actual MyMathLab software and teach you how to do the homework and show you all the great resources that come with the MyMathLab. So save that for the next video, and I'll see you in the MyMathLab orientation.